LARPing originally stood for live action roleplay, and it is now devoid of all meaning and just has become an annoying buzzword that the internet loves to use if you get something slightly wrong about anything you watch, read, or any sort of media you consume. Now, LARP is a term that was originally made for people who like to, well, live action role play. Like, if you it's pretty much when you were like 5 and you were like, oh, I have this magical sword that kills dragons or something. So, you know, that's pretty much what people do. It's usually adults now, but like they're just having fun, so it's whatever. But it is now just completely eclipsed the word poser, which is poser. And honestly, I think like poser is way cooler of a word than larper. Originally, larp was a meme. It was like, oh, this guy doesn't know much about the manga, or he doesn't read the comic, or this and that about like a certain series or whatever. Oh, he's a larper. He larps this, and originally it was funny. It was a good joke. Everybody was like, oh, this guy's a larper. Look at him, and it was a joke. And now I just kind of hate the meaning, and I think it's mostly because of jokes. I'll probably get into like more serious, like the where it's like, oh, the term LARPer has been completely bastardized. But for now, I just want to get into the memes that are like the most unfunny thing like ever. I've never seen a LARP meme or like the Let's LARP from like JJK, like where it's I think it's Utah. See, look, if I get that wrong, I'm gonna get called a LARPer, and it's gonna be so unfunny. And I get what you're saying. You're probably gonna be like, oh, that it's just a fun thing, it's just supposed to be a fun little. It's just supposed to be a goof. And I get that. At first it was, oh, you know, a LARP. He's LARPing. That's funny. But now it just like has grown into this thing where it's like they're turning like the manga panels into, oh, let's LARP. And like I've been saying, originally it was funny. It was like, oh, you know they made the comic panel. It's like how they do that with like a lot of the memes from JJK. But eventually it just got so overused, and especially where it's like, oh, this guy doesn't know that they did the triple domain expansion in the anime, LARPer. And it's like it's pretty much like a slur now. Like if you don't know something, if you don't know something in the anime that didn't happen in the manga or something, or didn't happen in a comic or in a show or whatever, oh, you're LARPer. You don't know this or that, and you don't know blah 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 blah. And I'm like, I guess, but like, I mean, like, just they don't have to know everything. And honestly, it's just been a whole thing, and it's just super annoying now. Like, I don't, I really doubt that, like, anybody who is saying LARPer, matter of fact, most of the time, I'm sorry, I'm cutting myself off, but most of the time, when the people who are saying LARPer don't even know about the show as much as the person who's talking about it, who might have made a minor mistake or something. This doesn't bother me personally. I'm not gonna be like, oh yeah, no, this this LARPer thing is the most dramatic thing in the world. It's the biggest problem. No, and I hate like YouTubers who like make it out to be like LARP. LARPing has been like a huge problem ever since 2022, and it's like, no, it's a recent problem, and it's not really even a problem. It's just sort of an annoyance. Uh, and yeah, I mean, like, it's again, it's just like something that's really annoying. It's like this guy's a LARPer. He's pretending to know this thing that I like, and I'm like, who cares? Who even cares? Who really cares that this guy is pretending to like the whole? Even people who like actually pretend that they like the thing that you're talking about, it's not going to hurt the fandom unless they're actually going out of their way to create something that is genuinely going to like hurt your fandom or give it a bad name, which people already do that anyway, even without pretending that they know the series or even saying that they're a newcomer. Even then, it's like, it's not going to change the way you look at the media or whatever you're watching or reading. So, yeah, I mean, it's just the fact that it's annoying. So, the only reason I'm making this video is just because of the memes, and to get into the actual meat and potatoes of this video, which is LARPing as a whole, like LARPing as a term. Like we're throwing out LARPing as a term, and we're just gonna go into actually pretending to know the series. Again, it's not gonna hurt, but it's really annoying when I say something like I don't know. Um, like I said, I don't know if I used Dragon Ball at the start of this video, but like I said, in Dragon Ball, uh, Gohan fights Kefla in the manga, but in the anime, he fights Ultra Instinct. And if I say that, I don't want some freaking geek in the comments or some geek I'm talking to being like, actually, he only did that in the manga. He didn't fight them in the anime. You're stupid. And like, I know that I'm not trying to pose as like a Dragon Ball fan or like a MCU fan. Like as a different example, I'm just trying to say that I like this series and giving a broad example of like what I'm saying. And then this person like, oh, LARPer, poser, you don't actually know the manga and you're pretending to, and that's like really really annoying because like I know the series and I know what I'm talking about. It's just that I don't remember that one specific example. I don't know this obscure character you're talking about. Just because I don't know that obscure character doesn't mean, oh, I'm a LARPer, oh, I'm a poser. And I think that's the problem with the term LARP, where it's like just now simply devoid of all its meaning. And like I said in the intro, it's pretty much just a buzzword now, where it's like, well, the guy doesn't know what he's talking about. He's a LARPer. And they didn't remember that one obscure character, that one like very minimal contribution to the series or whatever. And yeah, mostly it's just a term now to tell people that, oh, you don't watch this show or you don't know this show, and it's really disingenuous to like um, cut people off from a potential thing that they could like just because somebody is being rude to them or saying, oh, you don't know this thing, you don't know that thing. And like I think even though I think that's kind of silly where it's like, oh, I'm leaving this community or I'm not watching this thing that I like because this person told me to screw off, and I'm like, I mean, I guess, but like you could also make the argument that's like, you know, why are you leaving a community? Like are you that soft or whatever? But I feel like even then you shouldn't be criticized because you don't know as much as somebody else in a community that you're joining. So it's like double-edged sword where it's like you shouldn't be making fun of somebody for not knowing enough about the community, but you shouldn't really leave a community for something somebody said. Either way, it's not really a good thing, and I feel like it's been going on for a long time. Obviously somebody will criticize something for something they don't know, and then they might leave the community or they might just have a bad taste of what that community is. But yeah, I think it's a huge resurgence of why it's coming back up again is because of this new meme, which even though it is sort of a meme, it still definitely happens. It's like, oh, this person, you don't know this or you don't know that, you're LARPing or even people who do use the same word poser, you're posing or you're a poser. And it's all like the same thing. So it's mostly just the moral of the video is don't try to push people away from communities. But if somebody does say something rude or something, uh, don't leave the community. It's nice to have somebody else who is interested in the same things that the community is, and it's nice to have a new member of something that people like. So, yeah, with all that being said, I think the final message of the video, the overall message is LARPing is no longer a funny meme. I mean, I've, for these past few months and even like few weeks, people still use the whole, oh, let's LARP. Oh, you've never read the manga. And I mean, like, yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's not meant to be funny, but even then, it's like, you know, it's just an annoying way to joke about people excluding other people from their respective communities and stuff. And I'm not big on like the whole gatekeeping or even like kicking people from communities because I want everybody to be like uh, you can tell these videos are unedited. I want everybody to be like um, together in the sense where everybody is in the community. I obviously don't want like people who will harm the community, but like, for the most part, I really do like when people can come together and really understand each other when they're talking about the same thing and even like the same thing because a lot of people being together and a lot of people liking the same thing is good, and having a term or having a thing where it's like, oh, you don't know the same as me and this and that is like very excluding of communities and stuff, and it's really just disingenuous to other people when you're saying I know more than you, so you shouldn't be a part of the community. So yeah, overall, I didn't mean to make it this long, but again, LARPing is just really an unfunny meme, and I really don't like it. But even as a whole, just like in the ethical sense of LARPing, it's like don't push people away just because they're LARPing or just because they don't know as much as you. Yeah, that'll be the end of the video. I don't have an outro, so this is just what you're gonna get. I want to get like a mic, so if you guys have any mic recommendations, I am open to recommendations. If you have any video recommendations, I'm also open to those too. So yeah, no, I really appreciate you guys watching this. If you guys are watching this, thank you. And if you have any criticisms, put it in the comments. Then yeah, I'll see you guys later. Bye.